All right, this is game two of the 2022 Intermediate Invitational Tak Tournament, and this is the finals. Game two of the finals between Reimen and MediocreTaborlin, Reimen in white and MediocreTaborlin in black. MediocreTaborlin won game one and did a fantastic job of it. So let's jump right into game two. All right, we're seeing A1 played. And adjacent corners, will we see that? Oh, we're seeing an interesting take on the knight's opening here. Typically, we see it played off to the side away from your opponent's first piece, uh, but that's not the case here. We are seeing now center control taken from both players. White going for that horizontal line now. Black may decide to play off to the side, and that's what they do. Will White drop a capstone here? No. Going to continue playing now for this direction. Black, okay, interestingly, MediocreTaborlin did the same thing as White in the previous game, playing this sort of diagonal line here, getting a lot of control on this part of the board so that they can build off that later. Now, I wonder how that's going to work out for him. It worked out really well in the previous game. This may be an ongoing strategy that MediocreTaborlin has worked out for himself that works really well. And maybe we're going to start seeing a lot more people use this in the future. So we're seeing now this capstone played at a really great spot, couldn't be isolated. It really follows a lot of the guidelines that we talk about in the capstones video of Tak University. And so now we're seeing black build off to this side. Now that white is sort of forced to go in this direction, in the vertical direction, black is now kind of going to go for this horizontal line and cut off white's vertical at the same time. Black could also go for the horizontal themselves, having these spots here on the 4 line. White probably going to play at E2 now to complete that connection to the capstone and really start pushing for attack threat here. That's what I would do, and that's what he does here. Who knows if that's good enough to beat MediocreTaborlin here. All right, now black. What's their play? Maybe playing up at C4? I think a C4 might work out okay. A capstone at C4 would work really well. I would like to see that, I think. But MediocreTaborlin may be waiting for white to make a flat-on-flat capture to fill in that spot with their own capstone, which often is a good move. Sometimes not really possible because of threats and whatnot, but it is often a good play and a smart move to make. We're seeing MediocreTaborlin take a little bit more time here in the beginning of this game. Seems like both players take a little bit more time playing as black here. MediocreTaborlin down to 14 minutes on the clock, and Reimen up to 15 and a half is what it seems like. So not too shabby. All right, black still taking their time here. Okay, dropping that capstone right where I said they would. That's a good spot. At least I think it is. Feels like a good spot is what it does. Feels like it. I think that should work out pretty well for him. All right, white bringing that flat down, away, making the attack threat. This is where black's probably going to capture over onto b5. That's exactly what they do here. Cutting off white's threat there. White probably now going to play maybe at e2 or f1. No, instead they play at c4. Surprising. I didn't expect that one. I expected maybe a attack threat here. You know, playing over here. Now we might see it. Now that black's played a wall there, I think we might see an e2 or an f1. I think that would be a really strong play for white, particularly e2. Yeah, I think e2 is stronger. Does go for, I meant f2. The whole time I was saying e2, I meant f2, and that's what he played. My bad. So yeah, he does play that f2 spot. This is now a attack threat in the horizontal direction. Black has to make a capture here to stop it, and I think they've got a capture here onto d2, and then white will just fill in here at e3, and when they fill in at e3, black will probably capture down onto e3 with e4. That's my guess. This is another attack threat. This is a really strong position for white. Like I said, both players really know how to snowball their momentum as white and really know how to play this game. Once they get that momentum and get that advantage, they know how to push that forever is what it seems like. And so they're doing a really good job here, white is specifically, of building that and pushing and pushing and pushing and keep making all these threats. Now that has been done, white can no longer make an immediate attack threat. However, white can bring this capstone down onto d2 and make a +3 flat count differential move and solidify their position or renew another attack threat. Really, really strong move. I'd say their best possible move here is that d3 minus. And again, I did talk about +3 move and flat count differential. That is all discussed in the FCD or flat count differential video of Tak University. And that's where I explain what I mean by these +3, +2 moves and things like that. So I do think d3 minus is the move to make, but Reimen taking his time, making sure that he's going to be making the right move here. And instead he does play at a3. Interesting. Okay, so he's playing at a3 first to set up for when he does capture down onto d2, he's making a attack threat right then. But this does give black the opportunity to bring that wall up or down onto c4 and ready to capture onto c3 to liberate that captive. White's just continuing to play up in that direction, going for that vertical road here off to the side. Now that black's attention is over here, white's just going to keep playing. Probably playing here at d5 next. No, instead they're playing at c4, going for this horizontal line now. Wow. Again, white doing a great job just pushing and pushing, making threat after threat. This is one that would be easy to miss because you're thinking vertical, 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 and as soon as he plays here, oh, and now it's a horizontal. And yeah, that's a big deal here. I'm surprised also that white didn't smash this stack when he had the chance. That would have been really difficult for me to not do, because that's pretty juicy. It's a pretty juicy stack. But white just goes ahead and plays, all right, d5, going to keep going for this vertical threat now that I've got it. And I think white's vertical threat here is really strong, and it would not be smart to discount it. It's something that black's got to be really aware of. Playing at c5 now, white can make the threat by playing at d6. But if white plays at d6, black can stop the threat and immediately... Okay, so they didn't do that. What I was saying is, if white played d6, black can capture up to stop the threat and also make their own horizontal threat. But instead, white saw that coming, captured up with the capstone. Now, this is really great because this is a vertical threat and a horizontal threat at the same time. The only move available was to capture onto e4, and that's exactly what black did here. And we're seeing white just continually placing flats, not making captures even with this capstone, which is surprising. I would have expected a capture with that capstone onto e4 at that last move, but that's not what he's doing here. really just building out his position, making sure that whenever he makes a capture, he's making these tack threats. And I think we may even see him play at a4 before he makes that e4 capture, so he can make that threat in both directions. Really strong play here from white. Now, an interesting idea would be to take your black capstone here and smash, but he's not doing that. He's capturing over onto c5. That's a good move too. Because now he self-captured onto his own flat, and now he can bring it upwards for a +3 move, and also work towards a attack threat, and cut off a lot of white's ability to make threats. So really strong move there, making that self-capture. Very unintuitive, but I think it works really, really well. And Reimen is doing a great job of really pushing the momentum in this game, just like MediocreTaborlin did in the previous game. These two players are two peas in a pod for sure when it comes to their play styles, and it's worked so far for both players. Now we're seeing, however, MediocreTaborlin making this very unintuitive, unexpected move, and it's probably going to pay off for him. If white makes an e5 minus move, that's a tack threat in both directions. So e5 minus would be a vertical threat here, and it would also be a horizontal threat. The vertical threat, very difficult to see, and I think that e5 minus move is really good, and is sort of like a sleeper good move, because it's tough to notice that that is still a vertical threat. Because at first, when I saw that, I thought, oh, just a horizontal. No, it also works just like that. Go and snake it all the way across here for that vertical. And I think that would be a really good move here, e5 minus. It can be stopped, of course, but the only thing that stops both of those moves, there's two moves available to him. It's coming to e3 plus or bring this down. Bringing this down, however, does lead to this capturing, and then, yeah, bad things happen, and that doesn't work. So the only move that actually works long-term is 2e3 plus. So he's got to move to e3 plus, and then I'm assuming we're going to see the capstone capture onto e4 after that. And 2e3 plus, again, this is portable tak notation, or PTN, and it's over here. It's how we describe these games, and I talk about that in the PTN, or portable tak notation video of Tak University. So we did see that move here, the recapture. Now I think we've got to see it, right? We've got to see white capture onto e4 with their capstone here. They've got to, right? Right. And they do, and they leave behind a black. Now that's smart. It makes it so white can run this down and not have to worry about a wall being dropped here. But black's got to do something about white making this road in the vertical direction now. Black can capture over onto e2. Now, if they do capture onto e2, then white might bring the capstone down. If they drop a wall here, we're likely going to see white drop a flat at a4, or maybe a flat at d6. A lot of options available. Maybe a flat at f6 first. There's a lot of options here for white. White is strongly in control of this game. We do see the wall drop. Now, this is where things get tricky, because white can play a number of moves here, but don't know if what they want to do. You know what? I say spread this capstone stack down. So white, 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 capstone and black piece here. So that would be a e4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 e4 left, 2, 1, 2. 5e4 left 2, 1, 2. Again, portable attack notation. And so what that does is it makes a horizontal threat and a vertical threat. The only way to stop both of those is by bringing this wall down onto e4. And then once that wall is down onto e4, white just takes this capstone and smashes onto b3. And now they have even more flats to play with and attack threat in the horizontal direction yet again. And I think that it would just be really, really difficult for black to come back from such a strong move there. But white is also taking a look, making sure, okay, black is building a threat in this vertical direction right now, and they can make attack threat. As soon as I'm no longer making attack threat, they will make one. And I think now is the time when black will probably do it, bring 2c5 minus. I'm really surprised we didn't see that capstone spread left. I'm really surprised by that. Am I missing something? Oh no, this is attack threat. Because you can take 6e4 left, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that would be a road. So now black brings this capstone down, now making their own threat in the vertical direction. So white's got to stop this. They may decide to drop a wall here or a flat. I'm really surprised we didn't see that capstone spread a couple moves ago to make the threat in both directions and also smash this b3 wall stack to recover those captives. But we didn't see it. Now that white's made this capture over onto c5, black can just place at d5, but white can also just bring that capstone stack over, and sure enough, they've got another road threat. Now black can drop a wall here or a wall here to stop that or move this wall, but that threat gets immediately renewed with another flat placement from white. White doing a great job here, just continually making these attack threats, forcing black to respond. Black taking a bit more time trying to figure out how to respond to this one. And I am too. This is a tough one. Definitely a tough one. Capturing onto e2 with d2 would just lead to f2 capturing over, not stopping anything, just giving white more power. This formation here is so strong, so difficult to deal with. He's got to either drop a wall here or move this wall left onto d5. Those are really his only options at this point. I don't think there's a single other move. Either sd6 or e5 left. He's got two moves. I guess he's just deciding between those two which one to do. Or, no. Yes, I was mistaken. Never mind. I thought there might have been another way, but there is not another way. I thought maybe a creative toss with this wall stack could work, but it cannot. Oh, he brings e5 left. Now this is where I expect to see e5 get placed from white to continue the threat. No. He brings it down, going for the horizontal threat. Okay. Why? Why not just place at e5? What are you playing at? What are you doing? So black wants to be able to throw this across and make a threat. They can't do that because they have to respond to white's threat now, because white can take 6d2 left, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, 62 left, 3, 1, 2. And that would leave white, 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 capstone for a road. So black would have to either drop a wall here, bring their own capstone down, or bring this wall down. Those are the only solutions to that. Wow. Reimen doing such a good job of just keeping this pressure on. MediocreTaborlin is getting no breaks, no breathers here. Such a great game. Man, this game is fantastic. And the previous game was fantastic. Both of these games, fantastic. All right, so we do see this wall stack be brought down. What is white's play? I've got to know what he wanted to do when that wall stack came down. Is he just going to drop at e5? He could place at e5 and force a wall to come out. Because if he plays at e5, the only thing that stops that is a wall coming out, or black's bringing their own capstone all the way to e4. What's his play? E5 feels really good, but maybe he wants to smash that b2 stack. This is the stack I think he wants to smash. Right here on b2. But I don't know. It's interesting. Very interesting. Because if he places here, black's got to drop a wall here. And if black drops a wall there, then white just places here to renew it. But I guess he doesn't have to drop a wall there. Black's capstone can come over here, but then white spreads upwards into this spot, and that doesn't work out well for either player either. I don't know. It just doesn't look great for black at this moment. White's got so many great options here. And especially when one of your great options is just dropping a flat down, you're in a really good position. Really good position for that. Okay, he does. He drops that flat right there at e5. Now, again, there are two ways that black can stop this. Number one, dropping a wall at e6. Number two, taking this capstone and bringing it all the way to e4. Those are the only two ways that black has to stop the current threat. Well, actually, I guess dropping a flat at e6 also works. And that's what he does. He drops the flat. Okay, so now the flat is in place at e6. I'm thinking an f6 flat here. If there's an f6 flat, then f5 plus happens, right? That's what happens. But what if it's a d6 flat? No, maybe f6 and then d6? I think if he just keeps playing these flats, f6 and then d6, I think it'll work out just fine. Or, no, there's a smash move here that gives him Tinue. I'm 100% certain of it. Yep, that's it. That's the move. That's the Tinue move. I saw it just before he made it. That's the move. This is Tinue. Oh man, what a great play and what a great setup. You know he was planning this for a while. It's like he set that up. When he played at e5, he knew what he was going to do. Boom, he's got it. He's got it. Well played, Reimen. That's a phenomenal Tinue. Really, really, really well done. Well played, Reimen. That was a fantastic game. Well played also to MediocreTaborlin for surviving that onslaught. Really, really fantastic play from both players. Well done. And congratulations to Reimen for winning game 2. Now, again, this is a 4-game series. So they have 2 more games to play. I don't think they're going to do them tonight. I think they're going to be playing those on a different night, so we will be recording them then. But man, those were some great games. These are fantastic. This game is great. These 2 players are showing some really, really fun gameplay and some really great technique and some great style to both of them. Just the sheer snowball effect of all of these moves is just fantastic. So again, well played to both players, and congratulations to both players for, after both of these 2 games, coming out 1-1. It looks like Black decided, all right, I'll just play at c6 since there's nothing I can do. And White wins by making a road. Well done. Fantastic play. Thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to check out the description below for all things TAK, especially the TAK Discord server, which is where you can find all sorts of TAK resources, including strategy guides and people to play with. Right here on playtak.com or right in the Discord itself, playing asynchronously. You can play just 5 minutes a day if you want to. It's a lot of fun, great way to get in some TAK when you're limited on time. There's also a TAK League that we have running, lots of tournaments going on, all sorts of fun stuff. Be sure to check that out, and thanks again for watching, and until next time, have a great day, and happy TAKing.